there.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. So happy to all be together. So Veronica, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a free form, questions and answers, going over anything. And then I have a brand new requirement that I can always look and show you guys exactly what I would do and how I would call in, like towards the end if we don't have anything to do. A lot of people aren't going to be on today, so that's why we're going to pre-record it and put it in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So my new requirement is really interesting. It's for an art gallery. And they need 10 to 15,000 square feet. And they are looking somewhere in the Oakland, Berkeley area. And they like to do a term for 10 years. And because of the pandemic, the market rate is kind of fluctuating. And a lot of us really don't know what the market is, especially for a space that large, because there hasn't been a lot of leases with it in that large space.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really excited about it. And then 2 years ago, so the reason how I found this client was I have another listing called Hooper's Chocolate, which is a huge kind of legacy building here in Oakland. They made chocolates for many years, and it was kind of like a destination place since like the 1920s. So that space is around 18,000 square foot, and it's one of my listings. So 2 years ago, this people from the Compound Gallery is what the company's name is. They came and we tried to do a deal, but my landlord, she's very eccentric, and she has 3 other sisters. So she's not the one making the decision. We couldn't get a deal done. They really wanted an astronomical price for that. So yesterday they called and said, hey, we remember you. We remember visiting you, missing your space. Would you be interested in helping us find another location? So I'm like, yes. So that's just an example. 2 years later, they came back.
Wow.
And that's why, yeah, it's a long game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And so 2 years later, Veronica, guess what? That space, the Hooper's Chocolate space, is still empty. I brought them probably 5 to 6 deals, and it won't go through.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So I spoke to the landlord yesterday, and she's like, just give me $23,000 a month. And what they don't realize is she's not going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
I got her 18,000 back then.
Oh.
But also what I did mention to you is there's a lot of deferred maintenance in the building.
Oh.
Almost $500,000.
Wow.
Right.
And they won't budge on the price?
They won't, because in their mind, that was their grandparents' building, and it has so much potential. Before she started working with me, she was leasing that space out to a friend who had a thrift shop in there. And in the back, they put an indoor skate park. That's how big it is.
Oh.
Kind of trashed the place. There's still, antique stuff in there and everything. So you'll find that some landlords, they won't be able to get it together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's exciting because, right. Yeah, this other tenant is coming for an opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your game plan on it?
Well, my game plan is, I've contacted all of the landlords in the area I know that have that large of a space to see, hey, is this something that we can do? So I'm going to start on LoopNet. I'm going to start on Craigslist. I'm going to start on Craigslist. I've contacted a lot of brokers who I know who do deals like that. You see, this is a special type of deal, right? It's an art gallery. So it's going to be front facing. It's the art gallery. And then in the back, it's the artist workshop. So I don't know if I can, I'm going to send this to you guys after we talk. I'm going to send a video because I took a video of the space today when I was in. So I'm going to send the video to you. So it's a specific type of use, right? So it's retail because they are selling it and they are selling the art in front. But it's actually retail industrial, light industrial, because they're making stuff back there.
Right.
So, hey, Ozzy, how you doing? Yeah, so Ozzy's joined us whenever she gets ready to say hello. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Hello, sorry about that. I can't get to the mute fast enough because I'm driving.
That's okay, Queen. Make sure you're safe driving.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my plan of attack. But first, my very first plan of attack is coming back to my actual landlord and saying, this is the opportunity. This is what these people are willing to pay. Are you willing to do this? Because I would love for my landlord to eat first. Now, there's a couple of different things I want to talk to you guys about with this deal. Ozzy, I was just telling Veronica about a new tenant that I have. It's an art gallery, 10 to 15,000 square feet. They want a 10-year lease. I met them a couple of years ago. They've come back around and they're ready once again after the pandemic to go ahead and make the move. So there's two things that I want to say is that now this is a tenant that I have, right? No one else has this tenant. I don't have an exclusive listing on this tenant, but I made sure when I talked to them, I said, hey, I'm not gonna wanna waste my time really giving you all my time and effort if you're gonna be talking to 4 or 5 different agents. And so through a verbal word, and sometimes you guys are only gonna get a verbal word and a handshake that says, we are gonna work with you, Divine. We're not gonna work with any other brokers. So that way I know I've got this in my pocket. Okay, so that's one thing. So compartmentalize that for 1 second. The second thing I have in my pocket, which is the first thing, was I have a listing that fits this requirement from the Hooper's Chocolate, right? So I have a listing, an exclusive listing directly with this landlord. So they're not working with any other brokers. So right now I'm in control of the deal. Now, it would be great if this tenant and this broker would get, and this landlord would let me do a deal, because not only would I be the only broker in it, I can make sure everyone gets a good deal and I get the whole commission. So this is a difference between, maybe, I don't know. Well, let's talk about the commission, guys. It's 10 to 15,000 square feet. We know more than likely it's going to be $1 minimum a square foot, right? Whatever space they look at, looking in the areas that they want, because they're already established, they already have 8,000 square feet, right? Mm-hmm. Thinking about that, they're probably going to we're probably going to find something for like $1.25 a square foot. So that's, let's say if we get on the low end, that's $15,000 a month. And for my commission, just real quick, I'll think, okay, so it's $15,000 a month, and I would times that by 12. So whatever number that is, then when they sign a 10-year lease, I multiply that number by 10. That's the total amount of the deal. And I get 5% of commission on that. Are you with me? Later on, I'll pull out the calculator, but I don't want us to get stuck on the commission because the deal's not closed yet. Mm-hmm. But I just want to tell you what's at stake, guys, mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So and let's just say it's $75,000. $75,000 to myself, with me also having to pay the 20% to EXP, mm-hmm. And then the rest comes to me. Or if another broker is involved, then I have to split that 50-50. Mm-hmm. So it's better, and you're thinking about it, to start being able to maneuver and handle the deals on your own. And that's why this membership is so important, because I'm teaching you that. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. So today I put on LinkedIn, I have this requirement, 10,000, 15 squares, but put all that stuff. I had all these people messaging me, hey, DK, I got a lead for you. Well, one of the girls, her respected launch, she's like, I got this lead for you. She called me like 5 times, but I couldn't answer. It's hard. So I was like, okay, no problem. Go ahead. Just send me the information. Make it happen. I really appreciate you. I was telling her. She sent me the information. Guess what, guys? It's another broker. She kept saying, I'm not saying this, the thread, it's my friend Divine is looking for a business space. My friend Divine, my colleague. Now I know this girl, but I don't really know this girl. I mean, we're internet and business colleagues, right? We've talked about doing deals and things like that. So, it's kind of like, did she waste my time? No, but she made the effort to do it, which is like, hey, great, she's got my back. So I emailed the guy and I was like, hey, I'm a broker. You know, do you have something off market rate? So this is why sometimes you have to be careful. He says, thanks for the quick reply. Hi, Divine, nice to meet you. Please let me know a good number to reach you. At this point, I know he thinks that I'm just a tenant. He doesn't realize I'm a broker because she has not properly spoke and have the clarity of language. And that's one of the classes that I spoke about in the membership. You have to have the clarity of language. So I said, hey, Matthew, I appreciate her introducing, but I'm a broker. I don't know if she mentioned it to you. Do you have an off-market space that fits the requirement below besides what's in CoStar? Listen to what I say. 10 to 15 square feet, Oakland, Berkeley. Artist-facing studio. They would like a 10-year term at market rate or below. You know what he texts me back? What's the budget? It's market rate. So just being able to understand some of those things.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, so that's the situation. That's one of the things that's one of the deals I'm working on. Right now, one of the new deals that I'm working on. And so, you know, there are going to be a lot of art galleries and companies that are looking to move. And how do you use the knowledge and space that you have now to start kind of helping them? And then I can always kind of help you mold the deal, right? Yeah. So Ozzy's working on something. She has a light mechanic repair shop that she's looking for space. Ozzy, do you want to share something with that while you're driving, or are you okay? You want to talk a little bit later?
I'm okay with sharing. Yes. So Tatiana, she reached back out and she's like, oh, thank you so much, but none of our spaces, this space is not for automotive. This is not an automotive space or something like that. And so I said, well, if you have any other that are in these locations, can you let me know? And she's like, none of our spaces are automotive. I was like, Roger, thank you. And
right. Okay.
I reached out to another broker and he was like, oh, it cannot be used for auto shop. And I said, well, okay, thank you so much. If you have anything that come up, please let me know. Not sure if he responded to that email. And then I'm kind of in, I guess, I gave a referral to I think the one you recommended that needs like maybe the hospitality / kitchen area.
Okay.
I did refer him because, like you said, it may go to the ADA, and hopefully I'm supposed to be checking in on the referring agent and him to make sure they connected. But she also agreed because I told her, can I learn from you since you're in DC and DC rules are kind of like challenging, I know. And then I just passed my DC exam. I just got to apply to get my license. But I told her I'm willing to learn underneath her, being that she's in this area, because I know you're in California. So she knows the contracts here, but it doesn't mean I can't learn from both of you.
Absolutely. So what did she say?
She said, sure. And we exchanged a referral agreement. And I'm just waiting. That's why I need to check in to see, like, has she reached out? You know, how can I be of assistance? I know I can't really do anything with DC yet until I apply for the license and get it. But at least in Maryland, I'm able to help if she needs a runner, now that I know what a runner is.
Right. But you know what else? You can bring value by figuring out what she's specializing in and being an assistant and adding value on that. So maybe find out the last 2 or 3 deals she closed, kind of find out what maybe 2 or 3 deals she might be working on now. And then do some background and research on her. That's what I would do, and come up with something. So she's always doing retail deals that are, you know, clothing stores. Then, you know, she's going to want to know maybe what's on the hot market, what's closed, what's opening, things like that. Remember we spoke about that, guys?
Yeah.
Remember? And that's in the 3x3 challenge too. And you could sort of start using that to build upon the value you can add to her, right? Okay. And then I'm going to have an attorney he's a real estate attorney, do a general contracting class here also. for real estate leases and letter of intent. So I actually filmed it last week for next month's content, but I'm going to have to refilm it. I totally messed up the film. So yeah, so but that's going to, Ozzy, I'm so proud of you. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Keep going, girl. Veronica, tell us about you, honey. What's going on?
I have a question. I know we had, I think it was you that we were exchanging a little bit on Facebook about the tattoo shop that I'm trying to find a space for. So I have a girlfriend who rented space previously. She was trying to open like a nursing school from a gentleman kind of close to downtown, and she gave me his number. I haven't reached out to him yet, so I wanted to find out, because I think she used to rent directly from him, so I don't think there was ever an agent that assisted on either side. So I wanted to figure out what would be the best approach to come at him with. Like, I'm thinking he'll probably allow it based on the location of where it is. But as far as making sure that he would be willing to work with an agent, I want to make sure I come at him with the right verbiage.
Yeah. Have you taken a look at the space online?
Online, no.
Yeah. So maybe let's take a look then and find out. Can we find out, is the space empty now? Is it?
Well, it's he's got several units in there. So I'm thinking, because the last time I was there was several that were still available. But I haven't gone by there recently, and I know she gave up her space too, so she's not renting from him anymore. But it was just financial for her.
Right. Yeah. A lot of tenants.
Mm-hmm.
Can we look up the space? The reason why I'm saying that is because if the more knowledge we have, for example, if I know that space has been on the market for a long time, even through the pandemic, it's been difficult. I get it. I can maybe give you a different way to approach it, right?
Okay.
If that space is hot, if he already has it on like a Craigslist or something like that, where he's savvy enough to list it, then that would be another thing. Does that make sense? Because some mom and pop owners, they might know how to do a little bit of Craigslist, but they really don't. Or they might just put a sign in front. But some are, very savvy and can put it on LoopNet and can put it on these different little things. Right. So that's just kind of how you would approach that too. And just, you're gonna help him take the burden off. You know how hard it is to find a reliable tenant. Okay. So we don't know each other. So let me just back up for a moment.
Okay.
So when I'm starting to talk to you, I'm going to start giving you words to use, and you translate it and take it in the way you want to use it, right? In your situation, right? So here I go.
Okay.
And this is after we've done the research and everything. You're going to speak to him and just different things that you're bringing to him an opportunity to take the burden off and give him some relief, because you understand how difficult it is, especially right now, to find reliable tenants. You found his information, if you want to be transparent, through a friend who did have financial difficulties, who was not happy about closing her business, but felt that he was a fantastic landlord and that he was upfront and upright. And so he's a great person. That space has good energy, and that space really deserves a reliable tenant, and a tenant that's going to flourish and be able to pay rent and have a great following behind them to support themselves, to paying rent every month, right? And then having a great relationship with you as a landlord. So there is no concerns, and there is communication. And that's what I, as Veronica, am bringing to you at the table. And I know these times are difficult, and especially with tenants leaving, it's challenging to decide whether you're going to pay a commission and then the tenant may not work out in a few months and then you're stuck. So all of that is very understandable. And to avoid that, I always make sure the tenants I'm working with are reliable and capable and are able to pay. Is there an opportunity for us to just come by and take a look at the space either way? You know, I understand how things are, but this just might be a good connection, and maybe I can just introduce you guys in a way. Would that be a chance? Because there's time next week that maybe you and I could get together, or bring my group by to see, and don't say clients, because I automatically bring my group by to see you, to see the space.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, a lot of mom and pops want to have an agent that brings value. And then you're establishing yourself as someone trustworthy. And maybe he doesn't have the space, or he won't, but maybe someone else he knows does.
Mm-hmm.
And then on your tenant side, have you had a chance to ask your client tenant for their business plan and their website and stuff like that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You know, we definitely want to upfront, everyone upfront, when people say, hey, somebody wants to work with you, great. As new agents, we're like, oh my God, somebody wants to work with us, great, give us their name. Yes. And what I want to do is put you on a different timeline. I want to do this for all of you. Yes, Oz is like, yes. I want you guys to put you on a different timeline. Okay. Maybe this isn't the best example, but this is what I'm going to think about. You know, on the Wizard of Oz, when she snaps her feet 3 times and she's in Oz.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing this membership, you snap your feet 3 times and you're a valuable, worthwhile, valued agent who needs to have the tenants that you're working with screened, because your time is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
As a new agent, you really don't have that wherewithal, because sometimes you don't know what you're doing, and oh my God, I'm giving you the power now.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the power zone. So click your heel 3 times. Anytime a tenant comes to you, fantastic. But guess what? You guys are valuable people. You're honest, you're transparent, you're amazing, wonderful. Why wouldn't they want to work with you? And you're women of color. You're doing things. In the next 3 to 5 years, you guys are going to be making some great money, because they're not going to be wanting to walk around with old 65-year-old white guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want you women who are like, wow, they know their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want. And they're using their women's intuition, and they know how to make a great deal, and there's no BS about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're really powerful, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving forward, I'd like you to say, hey, okay, great. You call me, you want to work with me? Tell me a little bit about you. Where's your Instagram? Do you have a social media? Okay. Do you have a business plan? Have you had a space before? And if so, where is that space? How long have you been in that space? And how much are you paying? So that's important. And Kiva, can we make a template of this if we don't have one? Can we make a template of that, of the questions? And I'd like to add that to that, so these guys can have a little bit more of a guideline, because I know Pauline was asking about that too. So we'd like to do, I'm sorry, I'm talking to Kiva.
I did. Oh,
Kiva, no, she can hear me. She can hear me.
Question. Well, I did want to share the. Oh, sorry, did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. I did want to share. I haven't heard back from the economic development. So Monday, I'm taking some leave, and my goal, please keep me accountable, that I'm going to call that office.
Okay.
If not, go by.
Okay, Kiva, you hear that? Let's put that on the action items to help Ozzy remember to do that.
All right, sure.
And yesterday, me and my husband went to Bed Bath Beyond, and he was like, "You gonna give her a business card?" Because I didn't feel like I needed to. Which she was like, "Oh no," like she was scared to take the car. And I said, "Well, I do commercial and residential. Who is your manager here? Are you guys renegotiating this lease?" She was like, "Oh, we just did it." And I thought about one of the videos where he's like, "Guys, don't pass up that money. You could already be having deals right now."
Right. So that is amazing. Keep going. That's amazing. Did you have something else, Ozzy?
Oh, I put it back on mute. No, I was going to say, and I was like, wow, just like that, you could just help someone renegotiate a lease and you can have a deal. Like, I would have never thought about doing that until you put it in the group. And so I'm now like, if that's easier for me, if that's called low hanging fruit, I'll take it because I want the experience and I want to serve or help however they want to look at it. But I would love to leave my 9 to 5. So residential, commercial, gotta work. Something has to work for me.
Well, it is going to work for you, Ozzy, but I want to also encourage you to stay encouraged. Now, if I were you, I would look for a little bit of smaller businesses. The reason why is because Bed Bath Beyond, they're a corporation, and 9 times out of 10, they have a corporate real estate person that they're working with, right? Did that make sense?
Oh, okay, that made sense. I didn't know where to go, but yes, that makes sense.
You're doing it. That's exciting. So yeah, guys. So let me tell you this. So Pete's, Ross, Starbucks, PF Chang's, Shake Shack, In-N-Out Burger, Home Depot, Lowe's. All those have corporate real estate people that are specifically do that. So I actually have 2 opportunities to work for that. So that means that I would be responsible for the leasing in one particular region. And so if there's any lease negotiations, if there's any site evaluations, I would be responsible for that. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on a second. Let me tell my dog to be quiet. Please, darling. Auntie is on the phone. Please, honey. Shh. Sorry, that's my nephew. I'm watching him while my sister's at work. So yeah, so I'm going back and forth from Oakland to Houston, Texas. And in Houston, there are only Starbucks. There's no Pete's Coffee. So in California, we have Pete's Coffee. On the West Coast too. Veronica, you got Pete's Coffee where you are?
Nope.
No? You have Phil's?
I'm in
Coffee?
Orlando.
No? Or is it you guys have Phil's or Pete's? Who's you guys' coffee shops?
Starbucks, Dunkin',
okay.
Yeah, I think that's really it. I don't really drink coffee, so.
Well, Dunkin' for sure has their, Doobie, be quiet! Dunkin' for sure has their own corporate. So one of the things that we can do is this. I'm going to Pete's. Keith and I are going to be getting together a proposal to say, hey, I'm working here in Houston. There's no Pete's. I should be the broker to get the contract.
Nice.
To bring the Pete's there.
Yes.
So that's what you guys can do too. Say, for example, if you go to Tampa or you go to Miami or Fort Lauderdale, and they have something there that's already in Florida because it's easier. And they have, you see 4 or 5 locations here, 4 or 5 locations in the area. You can always call them and say, hey, I'm Veronica. There aren't any locations. I love this store. Can I find you guys some? They might be like, oh, yeah, we're actually looking for someone, but we don't have anyone in our company to do that just yet. Send us some spaces.
Cool.
Yeah.
And how do you figure out who to contact?
Yeah, well, great question. So normally you would go, so for example, if it's Dunkin' Donuts, do Dunkin' Donuts, Google corporate real estate headquarters.
Okay.
So they've got Ross everywhere, right, guys?
Right.
So Ross's headquarters are in Dublin. Have you guys heard of Cliff Bars?
No.
Cliff Bars? Okay.
Yes. The little, like to eat? Yeah.
So I was just at the Compound Gallery. Their place is catty corner to the headquarters of Cliff Bar. So I took some video for you guys. I sent some pictures. I'm going to be giving you guys some information on that. But one of the great ththings I like about the Bay Area is so many great companies are here. Like LinkedIn, my office is 2 blocks from that, or John Deere, it's pretty cool. But yeah, look for, Bed Bath & Beyond, corporate real estate, right? Yeah. Ozzy, for you, if you want low-hanging fruit, you got to go to the mom and pops. You got to continue to walking around. The big headquarters, the people who already have all of this stuff, these people, they've been working with the same brokers for a long time, I can guarantee you. Start with the people who are going out of business also. Walk up to them. Hey, guys, are you guys going out of business, or are you looking for a new space? So I've had 5 clients like this. I used to walk around, and I still do it. It's not as much as now because I'm so busy. Just walk around and going out of business. And then 5 of my times, 2 of them said, we actually are looking for a new location, but we're going to revamp our business. So let's find a new location. The other 3, the employees, as soon as I was walking out, kind of went like this. Hey, actually, we want to open up a location. We want to open up this business. We want to take this. And so one of them is one of the great deals that I just closed in February, which has been kind of like keeping me floating because I've been dealing with all this stuff and handling my things. You know, that was a $27,000 commission. Put her in the first location over 9th Street over in San Francisco, put them at 551 Hayes. So, you know, that's what we need to be thinking.
Yeah.
So now that is a low-hanging fruit.
So you just go in there and ask for possibly whoever the owner is or a manager and just let them know this is what you do. If they need help, here's my business card, contact me if we can assist.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey guys, I see that sign, you're going out of business. Yeah, we're gonna, oh man. Okay, so this is the deal. So this is my expression, skip the cold. So you're walking down the street, you see the outermost sign, you either pull over or you got 2 minutes to Google. And you can see how long the store's been there. Has it been there for long? Look on Yelp. Okay, okay, go in there. I see you guys, oh man, you guys been out of business. Oh, that's so sad. You guys are such a great thing in this community. So many people love you here. I pass them by here all the time. They're gonna be like, oh, yeah. They're gonna tell you that, wow, yeah, you know, you guys have been really great in the community. You guys gonna think about getting somewhere else, or you're thinking about closing down? What's going on? Then they'll talk to you. Well, we would like to, but you know, we're not sure if we can afford another location, or yeah, we're thinking about opening something else, or no, we're not. And then you might say, oh, are you trying to sell the business, or what are you thinking about doing? That's a whole nother box of grapes. But if you're on your business, you can find somebody to help sell the business, not you. Because selling businesses and real estate are 2 different things. But that might be a little commission, or just something to say, hey, yeah, I know that they're looking for somebody over there at that space. They're going out of business, right? But now, so there's a couple of different things have happened. Before you leave, then you can ask for your business, but talk to them first. Find out the information. It's kind of like, until you hear what you want to hear, you're not going to even decide to offer to help them, even though you do feel sorry for them. Remember we talked about going into Oz? Clap, clap. We're going to have to think of an expression for that, guys. But you got to have the information. And if they did want to move that, because they might say, yeah, you know, we're paying $5,000 right now, but we're barely even making money. We can only pay like $1,500.
Right.
Then, you know, that's probably not somebody you want to deal with. It's not worth it, $1,500, guys, for a 5-year lease. You know, it's okay for what you're doing in your tattoo shop right now, Veronica. It's okay what you're doing right now, Ozzy. It's okay because you're working and learning.
Right.
But also, when I put this in your mind, then you know it, and then it will start growing from there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. And then when you start doing the prerequisites to understand how you can help them, if they say, you know, the budget was 1,100, got it. Because they want 900 square feet. Is that right, Veronica? For 1,100. They're asking a little bit below market, but if you can find something for them, it would be a great time for you to go through a lease, right?
Right.
The thing for that.
Right.
In the future, now, if you do your research and look like, you know, they don't have a great reputation, they don't have anything going on, it's just like a pipe dream, no problem. You guys are excellent business. Please keep me in mind when you're ready. I can't help you right now, but keep me in your mind when you're ready. And I guarantee you, if 9 times out of 10, they're going to come back, or they're not going to do anything. Just because someone says they're going to open a business space doesn't mean they really can do it.
Right.
I can tell you that I spend a lot of time looking for space and things that don't work out for anything. I'm being honest, guys. But I can tell you how to avoid those mistakes. That's it.
Okay. So when it is somebody who's just starting a new business, what's the best path for them to go down?
And when you're saying starting a new business, can you give me an example?
So if in this situation, if it were somebody that is just opening their tattoo shop for the first time and they're just starting to look for space, maybe they've been working out of their garage for however long, and now they want to expand into a legitimate space. What is the best, like, pathway for them to, like, what kind of documentation would they need to provide to be able to show that they're still
Right.
stable when they're, there's no history to prove that.
No, this is hypothetical. So these people have money in the bank and they're legit, right? They just need help.
I don't know. I haven't even had that
let's-
conversation. Oh,
let's
yeah. This is hypothetical.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's say these people have everything together. What I always do is you have to be precious about it, because these are these people's hopes and dreams.
Right.
And this is what people say, commercial real estate is not emotional. It is. It really is. What you would say to them is say, hey guys, I know you're just getting started. Let's go ahead and see your social media. Let me see if you've had some sort of business plan. Do you? Well, they might, oh no, we don't. We just been in there. Okay, why don't you guys get something together for me? And it could be something as, we plan to see this many people a month. We are these group of people. We have an LLC. We have a sole proprietorship, right? And then what they can do, sometimes what I do is I say, you've got all that great social media. Why don't you copy and paste that and put that like in a Canva, which is free. I know someone there is creative, and put your name on it. Put your company name on it. So as something I can give to the landlord, write 3 to 5 paragraphs of who you are and what your dream is and what's going on. Because sometimes that's that easier for someone. Some of these people, smart as whip, come from money. Some of them don't come from money, but reading and writing and stuff can be very intimidating. And when it comes to that, they can get stuck. So you can say, hey, you can just type me an email. Just send me 3 or 4 paragraphs. Or I'll say, some of my clients, I say, hey, speak and say it. Use it, the speak and say. And then I can take that and make a little sense of it. And if I know it's a valuable client, then I'll spend time and, put the paragraph together and reword it a little bit before I submit it, right? But at least I have that, and I can call agents and say, yeah, they're a new group, and they've been out their garage for a while, got a great social media following, but you're speaking with clarity, and because
right.
And so it could be the chance where the deal comes, and the agent's like, they've got 3 followers. Yeah, they got the money, but because we check.
Right.
Yeah. Let them know they're going to need, some bank statements, because you may not have filed taxes, right? But do you have bank statements that says you have at least 3 to 4 to 5, 6 months in the rent? You have a bank statement that shows you've got that deposit covered, right? And then sometimes they might want a personal guarantee from them that says you will pay this, right? And in the retail terms, to know that's in the drop this month, it goes over guarantees. So you guys can always look a little bit depth into that.
Okay.
So basically that's it. What kind of financials do you have? What kind of marketing, information do you have?
Okay.
Do you have tax returns? Do you have anything that shows what you've done? Do you have pay stubs? Yeah.
And then, so you try to gather all that in the first conversations that you're having to see what you're working with before you go looking for spaces for them.
Right. See, normally agents would do the opposite. They would go look for spaces and then come back and do that. But remember, we're different because you already know your value. And it's just, and it might take them a little time to get it together. And you can kind of nudge them, every few days. But I've gone to a point now where is if I don't hear back from a tenant, then I assume that they're getting things together, that, life happens. That's why commercial deals take so slow.
Right.
But I'm not the agent that's going to be on top of you.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm not going to do that. Because if this is your space, if you want this deal done, you're going to do it. Now, once we're in deal flow, I got you. We're right on. Your leases, our LOIs are all. But until we get to that point and I'm asking you for your financials, I might text you once a week, but I'm not going to be calling you all the time. Because you've got to want it, right?
Right. Yeah. You should want it more than me.
Right. But we want it because we want the deal to close so you can get the money.
Right.
Like, hurry up. Right. But then I found that gets you, jittery, and you start getting angst, and that makes you, it prevents you from loving the game.
Mhm.
right? From loving the journey. So that's why I suggest, like, don't do that, you know, but people have their own thing, right? And I see one of my brokers, when he does that, they don't like that, and the deals never go through.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's why it's important to establish that relationship before. And then guess what, guys? You already have the financials. So when they do see a space, it's bam. You can
Right.
even do letter of intent, marketing information, plan, boom.
Right.
And if that doesn't go through, then boom, another one. And you're not waiting. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Makes
then,
sense.
yeah. And then you can go back to your tattoo people and say, you know, I've been talking and looking at some spaces for you and stuff. And I want to know more about your tattoo place. Tell me about your social media. And then that way you can open a conversation. And you have all the information you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if the landlord were to come back and say that he has no interest in having to pay out a commission, what do we do at that point?
Okay. This is what you do. I'm going to be very careful about saying this. But what you would do is you would say to him, this deal is worth, it's not, the deal's not, the commission's only going to be like maybe $1,500 the most.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not going to be much, but yeah.
So you say to him, now you have to be careful because you're here to protect your client. You want to get the deal, right? But you want to know is if you get a little bit larger of a deposit, if your client gets a little bit larger of a deposit from your client, is there a way and an opportunity to work to have that in commission? So he's not coming off of anything, right? And you have to be really careful about that because your fiduciary duty is for your client, but then you can also let them know too. So I would let my client know. Say, it's not paying commission, but this is the only space I'm working for you. I'm going to suggest that you put a little bit more on so it's easy from the deposit. So it's easy. 9 times out of 10, the client will be like, yes, because they want the space and they know it.
Okay.
You have to be very careful about that. I'm saying that because I know this is on record, but this is what I do. So one of the things that I do also too is I'm working, with my landlords, I'm making sure the tenant gives enough deposit where the deposit, my commission can come out of that. So that's why I get paid my commissions really fast, where some people have to make 3 to 4 weeks or months. That never happens to me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, we're an EXP, so we have to make sure that in the sky slope, all of the documents are there. So that's very important too, in making sure that you get paid. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff.
You guys have any more questions? I was going to share my screen if you guys don't mind.
No, not at all. Go ahead.
Okay. So of course, I got Loop up here. I have our membership in case you guys have any questions over that. Just want to let you guys know, remind you, the new drop went in. So we have the 12 retail, we have retail leasing terms to know. So these retail terms are going to be used in your LOIs and your leases. And this will be 3 videos because there's actually almost 100 terms that you need to know, but I'm breaking them down in sections of 30. So the PDF is in here and there's a video, it's me explaining each one of them to you, each term to you, how you would use it, things like that. Ozzy says good. And then the 12 questions and answers before signing a lease. And this is retail/restaurant. So this would be great for you to take a look at, Veronica, because you actually, and of course, Ozzy too, but you actually have a client that you might need to know these questions, right? And of course, Ozzy as well.
Yeah.
So the keywords and the hashtags, I'm not sure how active, you guys consistently are on social media. I don't really see a lot of yours, Veronica. I see Ozzy's, but the keywords and hashtags, what that is to do is to help you with your search engine and your email marketing and your branding. and your social media and branding and becoming more of an influencer. So that's what that is, because in about 5 to 10 years, you'll have to have a specific hashtag or specific way. And the thing that stinks is social media and marketing is a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I do enjoy it, but there are times when it's too overwhelming for me and I'm tired of it. And this is some of the times that I'm in that time frame right now.
Yeah.
So that's what the keywords and hashtags, it's just to kind of make it easier for you, because it's so, and then I also have social media captions and blurbs, and I'm going to put in templates for you guys too. So you will literally go to this right here, you copy and paste it. So each month you're going to have this. You can literally copy and paste these into some sort of something that's easy for you. I use my notes, and it just is easy for me to add a picture or something like that. In that, you guys got to forgive me, my Wi-Fi is a little bit slow, but that helps you with your social media. So here it is. You could just copy and paste this. Boom, put it on your Facebook. You're done. Post a picture. You're done. My passion for real estate, it sets me apart from other agents, and it shows in my work and the relationships that I build. Connect with me today to get started. It's just a bunch of little things for you guys, because I know. So each month we're putting these in there for you guys.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then we have the hashtags too. So you can choose your favorite hashtags, choose your favorite captions, copy and paste that's easy in a way for you. And I'm taking the guesswork out for you guys. Yeah.
Saving a lot of time.
Saving tons of time, time. But I know how important it's going to be for you guys, you know? And so now that we're here, let's just think about it. So the digital marketing class, I'm asking each one to come up with a hashtag. So, you know, whether it's Veronica Diaz real estate or Veronica Orlando real estate, whatever you want it to be, and you can come up with 2. But every time we hashtag, we're going to put that on you.
Okay.
So then that way, by the next year, when we put that hashtag in Google, it's going to come up all your stuff.
Okay.
So pretty soon, you're not going to even have to have a business card in the next 3 years. It's going to be hashtag DK by the Bay.
Right.
I'm going to get you guys, we're going to get started on it.
Yeah.
Time is not going to pass us by.
Yeah.
And we don't get upset with ourselves if we're not posting and stuff. I mean, because it literally is a full-time job, right? So, you know, they have some great, well, on Facebook you could do it too, but they have some great free platforms where you could post in advance. Have you guys ever thought about doing anything like that?
Oh, yes.
You know what we could do one day? We could just have kind of like a Zoom like this where we all just do our posts together.
Yes.
And we could talk about real estate. We can have healthy drinks, whatever you want to do. Wine, champagne, whatever you guys want to do. Okay. So please, thinking of Veronica and Ozzy. I know Ozzy, her Facebook is Peculiar Ozzy. That's really cute. I want her to do something. Ozzy, I hope you want to do a little bit something different for CRE though. I know.
Oh, you that's my personal page. The Peculiar is, oh, you mean, okay, yes. So my business page is Home by Ozzy.
Right. So now that you're doing commercial and residential, let's think, whenever you get a chance, you know, just your mind will inspire you. Think of that hashtag that represents you as an agent, and that doesn't push you into like residential and commercial, that says kind of, hey, you do it all and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. So the one that I have on Instagram was taken on Facebook.
Yeah. And that's okay. But that doesn't have to be the same, because all we're looking for is a hashtag.
Okay.
Yeah. So all we're looking for is a hashtag for you to create for yourself, because, you know, we're creating a really huge referral network, and we're just going to be doing hashtags. Like, people will just be like, oh, DK by the Bay, you know, so that it'll be something, you know, whatever yours is, Veronica, whatever Ozzy's is. And then as time goes on, that's how you'll start pulling it up. Right? Because you might go into a store and you don't have a business card, and how do you, oh, it's just hashtag, you know, Veronica does real estate or whatever. So that's that. So that's that's the digital marketing thing. The lead magnet class is what we're talking about, of how to build the lead magnets for yourself. And if you guys don't have a website, these landing pages are really great. So in that class, you're going to learn all of it. Be patient with the editing. That was on me. So this was just it. The clarity of language and meaning is what I was talking about with the referral earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's all, so the stuff is in here. I have to have a letter of intent guidelines for you guys. So from now on, when you tell me you have a letter of intent to write, then you'll come into your membership here, and then you'll go through all the guidelines and writing this up. And I'm actually going to put some templates here in the next ones. What do? You identify you identify your company, you identify the tenant. And Kiva, this is Kiva's work. She makes everything fun and interactive. You identify them, and it's just line items. Identify the agent and the knowledge, the name and the address, the ownership, the suite number. And it's just one after the other. And then you know exactly what needs to be in the LOI because you have it right here.
Question.
So, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I got a little distracted because I was curious to know, but I don't know if it's picking up because it's on my phone, so Google knows it's me. So I didn't see you sharing your screen. So I was like, I wonder if I asked her if she could do hashtag Oz the realtor, because I was just curious to see.
Yeah.
Maybe adjust my screen.
Okay. Realtor. Hey! Woohoo! Look at you.
Oh, okay. So it does work. Okay, so I need to keep using that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see you. There you go. There you go. But pretty soon, you're going to be dominating this. You're going to be dominating this soon. Right?
Okay.
With your hashtags, and you're doing your keywords, because the keywords are very important too. And the keywords are things that you can not only use when you're talking to other clients and other brokers, but they're keywords that you can use in your hashtags. Excuse me, keywords you can use in your hashtags, but in your captions. Say if you want to have your own captions, you want to think of something else, put a keyword in there and it'll come up.
Okay.
Okay, so let me tell you guys this. This is what I'm afraid of. I have a broker who trains me. He's been in this business for 25 years. Excellent guy, knows the business, knows leasing ins and out, okay? He is not on Instagram. He is not on Facebook. He's not on anything. Yes, he does get referrals, but in 2 to 3 years, he's going to be phased out. People are not going to want to reach out to him. So now tech people who he's done business with before are like, oh yeah, give me your IG. And he's like, oh man, I'm not on that and stuff. They're like, but you know, so they'll pull up the THG and all my stuff will come on there. They're like, oh yeah, I remember her. Can we work with her? And so now he has a contract with me where we're going to be working on deals together because they know me already and trust me. But shame on him for not at least sticking up with the times, and he knew it was coming. You know, so that's on him. So that business is going to be ours now, guys. So congratulations, Ozzy. I'm so happy about that. Well, let us know what you want to do, right, Veronica?
Yes. I have to come up with something. Definitely.
Okay, awesome. So that's that. I'm going to LoopNet. Let's guys, oh, come on, let's just see what's in Oakland.
Okay.
And for space use, I'm going to put retail, industrial, and flex. And I always do it, change it to monthly just to make it easier. I'm okay up to. So their budget anywhere $8,000 to $17,000. Available space anywhere up to, I'll put 18,000 square feet, and I'll put 10,000 square feet. You'll find that some owners and brokers don't know how long. Oh, nothing's really here, huh? Let me see if I can. Oh, where's this go? I know this building, so funny. Okay, so right here, this is one example. This is a little bit lower square footage. It's not an option. They already have 8,000 square foot, so 6,000 is not going to work for them. But we are used to knowing now they do want $1.40 a square foot per month. We do know that, right, guys? Okay. We know that building is built in 1938. This is an interesting one. San Pablo, California. This isn't too far from where they are. It's not very artisty. You know exactly where this building is. Okay, Scott Robinson's the real estate agent on this. He's with Robinson Real Estate, which tells me he's the broker, which might be a small mom and pop. Okay. Okay, great. So, oh, guys. Oh, that's a beautiful space. Look inside there. Lots of room. But you know, this looks like, okay, so they've got a basement. Okay. How many floors is this? First floor. Okay, so retail. Zoning code. ZC means zoning code. Uses. It can be a gym, dance, a martial artist, school, vocational, wine, beer tasting. Off-street parking, private area, square bonus 10,000 square feet mezzanine area for no charge, guys. You see this?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Look at that power, 200 amp. You guys, this location is really interesting. It is located on a very busy street. It has Ashley Lumber, Archer Supply, Mancini Sleep. It's got a couple of historical buildings there. It's got a Walgreens on one side, four-way stop, very busy street, San Pablo, and Ashby. This is on. So, let's call old Scott and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call Scott and see. Old Scott said it's too close to 5.
Thank you for calling the offices of Robinson Real Estate. This is Scott Robinson. Please leave your name and number, what property you're calling in regards to, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Scott, it's Divine with eXp Commercial calling about your 3006 San Pablo. I've got a client. Give me a call back, 510-600-9068. All right, guys, we're going to see. I'm going to submit a request for him, see what's going on. Okay. Over here, let me just take a look. Oh, so let me share a little bit more with you guys about this. So the additional 10,000 mezzanine square feet, fantastic, no charge. We definitely want to make sure that's definitely covered in the insurance though, even though they say, oh, it's it's essentially, it's an additional 10,000 square feet, but you're in the lease, it might be only in like the LOI, they might say we're only leasing this much. Make sure all of that is on paper and it's in the insurance no matter what. So we know this is a freestanding building. Okay, so it's actually 20,000 square feet, built in 1925, and this is the parking ratio. So just got a few parking on there, so it's not too much parking. 20. So we know what's 15% is right here. The off-street parking, 2,500 square feet of the total of the total. Yeah. So signalized intersection. Yeah, I told you guys it's a very busy intersection, and then we'll take a look at the flyer. And with EXP, we have to create our own flyers. So if you guys would like a flyer class on how to create flyers, please let me know, because I happen to be a pro at it by this time. So this looks like something he's actually created on his own too. This area right here is beautiful, guys. Wow.
That's so cool.
And and so they could have the artist area.
Yes, upstairs. Yes, that would be so perfect.
This would be. Okay, so $12,000 a month. All right, well, I'm downloading this. I'm going to show this to my client once he calls me back and lets me know that it's a great use, that it would be a good use. I don't normally show my clients beforehand because I don't want to get their hopes up. And I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about first. So. I know this building. Wow. So this is Franklin Street. This is in downtown Oakland. There's been a lot of new renovation here. Now this is an old building, but everything around it is pretty much brand new. They are building up in the area. This would be a great location. Oh, Scott over here, Scott Greenwood, I know him. Okay. So there's a few different spaces available. There's a basement, 8,934 square feet, 36. There's a first floor and the mezzanine. We're definitely only interested in the first floor. So already right here, they've got the floor plans for us. Let's see. And this building has been on the market for a while. Oh, they redid it. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful that is. Wow. I love walking in these spaces. Okay, so this looks like it's designated for office. You guys see these cubibles right here? It's okay though. Okay. What do you guys think about that space?
That looks nice.
Doesn't that look nice?
Yeah.
Cool.
We must don't have that kind of access. We got to pay for the access. That looks nice. I don't be seeing stuff like that on LoopNet or Craigslist. Maybe I got to pay for it. Really?
No, Queen, I'm showing you how to do it. I'm showing you. And then also, you got to think about, what are you looking for?
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah. But, get around on LoopNet and have some fun and start dreaming. Hey, I'm going to have a client that wants 7,000 square feet retail space. I'm going to why not? Let it come to pass, right? Let it come to pass.
So I have a question that came up. I know it. I don't know who it applies to, but I did meet like a neighbor. And he was telling me some things I can do to benefit myself. Because he was like, "Look, you have to use what you have, so you don't have to work too hard." Yes. And he was saying that because I'm African American, I'm female, I'm a veteran. And he was saying make these connections because they're looking to give business to me, people like me, or in my affirmative action group, however you want to say it. And so I was trying to figure out how, because he would like connect with the veterans department. And I was like, how do I go there for appointments, but how do I connect for business? And so I was like, maybe I can ask that question tonight. I just thought about it.
Yes. So what you're asking is how to market yourself to veterans, how to market yourself as a Black woman. Okay. When you first told me that, yes, what he was saying is absolutely true. The only thing that came to my mind first was a lot of those associations require money to join. So what I want you to do, so that's one of the reasons why I'm asking you to join the to reach out to the Economic Office of Urban Development in your cities. So once you get a hold of them, you're going to let them know, I am a Black woman in commercial real estate. So you want to do, this is geared toward the Black Chamber of Commerce. This is how you should come at them, because they're the one who have the businesses, right? They have the whole list of businesses, whether they're Asian business or Black business or retail or anything. Go to them and say, do you have a program, or have you had any Black businesses or businesses that need assistance in renegotiating their lease? The reason why I'm saying that is because right now I am working with the Black Chamber of Commerce here in San Francisco and Oakland to help just that. I know it's different because California has a lot more funding and a lot more grants, but the way they're getting this information is for the people who've applied for the PPP loans through the Small Business Association. Does that make sense? Okay, so she's doing it, so I'm gonna keep telling.
Wait, you said so we working out for the, you saying that's why you having us reach out to the economic development?
Right, so that's correct. So that one's free, and just let them know, okay, I'm a broker. So I would just send an email. I don't say you're a broker. I am a commercial real estate leasing agent. I specialize in helping people renegotiate leases or find business space. How can I be assistant of you? Where are the businesses that need help renegotiating their lease? And I do want to tell you, Ozzy, renegotiating leases are not easy. It's not low-hanging fruit, but you can do it, and I can help you. Okay, so I would go to the Black Chamber of Commerce, and I would actually, so the August challenge is going to be to find 25 women-owned businesses. So that's what I would do. I would also go to places like Crunchbase and find out what companies in your area have recently gotten funded, whether they need an additional space or not, who in your area have gotten funded. There might be like 10 or 15. Research and look at all of those companies, find out where they are and call them to see if they want to move. Because when companies get funding, especially after the pandemic, they're ready to move into a new space. So there you go. How you start doing that is you get a flyer. I don't have a flyer on me right now, but you get a flyer like this big. You have in one flyer like that, your picture, you have your license number, and you list what you do. Helps with renegotiating leases. You put them up in your coffee shops. You put them up in Whole Foods. You put them up at Home Depots. You put them up Lowe's, you put them up at country clubs, you put them up where there are business association meetings. There's these things called the Provisor Group. Every city has one. You need to find out where they're meeting and just drop off your location. I bet there's certain associations that are having breakfast every morning in different locations where you just need to be a part of it, and it's for free. Because associations can be very expensive. So that's what I would do. That's how I would start reaching out. I would start emailing them. I would get their email. I would go to hunter.io. It's in the membership. You can find anyone's email there. Just put the name of the company, the website, and you can find their emails. I would start emailing them and letting them know that you are ready. Now, just remember, as an agent, you normally only can do 5 deals at one time. It may seem like, oh no, I can do 10 or 11, but really only 5, 7 at the most for you really, your head starts spinning. So, and you guys are going to have that opportunity to do that. So that's going to be great. Does that answer you guys' question? And are we okay with that?
Yes, my phone was going in and out, but I did get most of it, I believe.
And then so remember, this is going to be recorded, Ozzy, so you can always come back and listen to it. And then another time we could spend some time, because we have this time, guys. I'm here to help you. We could schedule another question and answer, and we can go and do the emails ourselves together, call them together. We can do all of that because I want you guys to be successful. You're not on your own here. This is definitely the wealth building membership.
Yeah.
But that's what I would do. I would start, Veronica, I would start contacting the women-owned agencies and the Latin women-owned companies and the Latin-owned companies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you speak Spanish, Veronica?
Yes.
Girl! Yes, queen. You need to put on your stuff too. Go to all of them. Go to all of your area too. Let them know I'm a bilingual commercial leasing specialist, and I can help you. And I know that there are tons of people in your community right where you are who's having trouble with their landlord and who needs help renegotiating their lease. And remember, we don't renegotiate leases for free. We get a small percentage, which is normally 3% of whatever the lease negotiation is. So it's probably like $5,000 to $7,000,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just that little bit of, little bit of money coming in.
Exactly. And it's experience to get to know what to do, how to do it, so you feel more comfortable and you get better.
Yeah. And then you can, same thing with you, Veronica, please put a flyer up. And I have a lot of these flyers that I've made, and I can put some in the chat with you. I'll figure out, not put them in the chat, put them in the Facebook group when I find them, because I used to do this a lot. And, call me if you have questions, call me that. And that's why a lot of people see me as a resource, or they know who I am because I've talked to them, even if I've never helped them. So some people will say, oh, you talked to this person so-and-so a few years ago, and they gave me your number. It happens all the time. So I'm writing a book. It's called How to Be a Real Estate Influencer.
Yes.
There's nothing out there like that. So there's articles or stuff like that, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it and how to make it a lifestyle, and it not to be overwhelming with you. So when you wake up monetized, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so say, for example, like you guys are able to make connections with people too, right? So you might have 2 or 3 businesses that you might go into all the time. Are there any businesses that you're visiting a couple times a month besides like a CVS, besides a grocery store? Is there a local business you're visiting? Is it a market? Is it a local market?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about that, Veronica.
So I mean, we have like a couple local like restaurants that are like Latin food or Latin grocery stores, or usually it's food related.
Right. Guess what? We have some stuff in the membership for you. I will go to them and say, hey, are you looking for a second location?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a customer of yours. I love your business. That's why I would like to handle it for you, because I want to make sure you're getting taken care of. Mm-hmm. Are you looking to open another business? Do you need any assistance renegotiating your lease? Right. Now, one thing I want to tell you is, because, I know Argente because I'm Latina too. And so don't get stuck with the churches.
Okay.
Don't get stuck looking for churches, because they usually don't have a high amount of rent to pay, and sometimes they can't pay rent, and a lot of landlords don't want to lease to them.
Right.
So in my community, a lot of Latins will come to me and say, oh, Divine, I need this, da, 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 da. And I'm like, I'm going to help you as much as I can, but it's not really. I can show you on my phone. I have like a lot. And I'll help to some point, but I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want you to waste your time.
Right.
So you're going to get a lot of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what I would start doing. Going to the, whatever taqueria it is, or the restaurant, or anything, whatever tienda is close to you, and you're going there every day, and they know your face. So, we didn't talk about this, but I really wanted to find out, do you own the building or are you leasing? How long have you been in lease for? When is your lease up? They might say I have a master lease for 25 years. Mm-hmm. I'm here in our community and I'm working for us. Who else do you know that wants to open up a business or that? And just become that resource. And you know what I would do? if you have a church that you go to, and if you have that connection, if you have people, go to that church and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm a commercial realtor, and I'm helping you either look over your lease. Now, this is just going to be practice. You got to be careful because you can't do this for free.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm either help you find a location or something like that. You know, go to your community centers. I want to open up like a boys and girls club, you know, or to your nail salon people or people that cut hair, you know, or your barber shops, you know, and you might have, somebody who has a successful taco truck that's looking for a brick and mortar.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I did try having that conversation with my nail lady a couple weeks ago, but the language barrier, we were not communicating.
Yeah. Yeah. So then with that, is she the owner?
I believe so, from
Yeah.
what I gathered. And it sounded like she acquired the lease from whoever leased it before. And it sounds like it's like a lease for like 20 some years. And she took on the last 10 years or something like that. But she lost me along. I was like, wait, so help me. I'm like, so this is yours, you're leasing it? Are you? She's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Right. So somebody has a master lease on that place. And so the Vietnamese and Koreans will do this, right? They'll get a master lease on a place, and then they'll bring someone in like her, or a guy who knows how to run the business, who can have the people come, the girls and the guys come,
right?
And pay them a rate, and then they'll pay. Maybe the lease is, $2,000. Well, they might pay $2,500 or $3,000 on top of that, and the person who has a master lease is making that money. Sometimes the person who has a master lease just cannot do it anymore, so they turn the lease over to someone else.
Okay.
Right? And that person, that might be the person who's doing, it might be her, so it's not really her lease.
Okay.
But, or she might be subleasing it from the sublessor.
I was just gonna say, so it's kind of like she's subletting it.
Well, she might be double subletting it.
Right.
Right.
And then this is all written into that master lease where they have the permissions to be able to do that.
Yes, but that's not mean they're following them.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes these owners live overseas.
Or they don't care. They don't question as long as their money shows up.
Every month, they don't care.
Right.
So there's just a lot of different ways that you can do that. Nail salons are very interesting. You just have to make sure the plumbing is there. Plumbing in the water. And that could just be the deal breaker. But those are pretty great, solid businesses. Yeah,
they've been there for years and years, at least.
Yeah, landlords like to see them.
Okay, good stuff.
So what else are you doing, Veronica, besides the commercial?
Nothing. I mean, I just got my license in real estate about a year, right before a pandemic happened. And I've had zero success residential, but I'm not a huge fan of it either, having to give up the nights, the weekends, the open houses and all that. I was like, I don't know that this is going to be up my alley. So I recently just was exploring commercial to see if this would be a better fit. And it seems like it, but I'm sure there's going to be that ramp up period with anything, that it takes time to actually be able to see any type of movement and success at it. But other than that, I have my investment license, my Series 6 license for to help people like with their finances, and to make actual money like consistently. I process loans because before I did any of this, I was in the residential mortgage industry. So that's where my background is. So that's why I thought, getting into the real estate side shouldn't be too much of a stretch, but it's a little different.
You're going to kill the game once you get on your feet.
Yeah.
You're going to kill
That's the goal. That's what I'm hoping. but I just got to get my bearings and understand a little bit and just kind of get an idea of, where you go to get the business and what the steps are. And once I go through a couple deals, I know that I'll be able to be successful at it. It's just a matter of understanding, A to Z, what you do.
Well, you already have a really great farm from your the series license and the loan. So, depending on the situation, if you have those emails, I would send an introductory emails like, hey, let me reintroduce myself to you as now a commercial realtor who can not only, help, depending on what loans your type of processing, but help you find your space, help you, do all of these things. So, I really feel like when you're comfortable to start putting yourself out there as a resource and as someone, it'll start coming.
Okay.
Because even Ozzy will tell you, she's 1 year in, and, she's, hey, Divine, I've got this, or I've got that, things are happening.
Right.
They'll start happening for you too.
Right. And that's what I'm excited for, to actually get a paycheck.
Yeah.
Throughout all this at some point. That'll be great. I'm gonna be so giddy.
Get a paycheck. You definitely get it. When I got my first paycheck, I cried. I was like,
yes.
I was so broke.
I know, that's the thing. It's like every time you turn around, it's like, oh, there's a new fee. Oh, you got to pay the MLS. Oh, you got to, I'm like, can I make some money anytime soon? That'd be great.
Wait, how long you been in the business, Veronica?
I got my license in October of 2019.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got my August 2020 in the pandemic, I tell you.
Okay. Yeah, and then, so I was just getting started, and then March pandemic hit, so.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
It has been quite the roller coaster.
Crazy, it's been crazy. But there's money to be made, pandemic or not, guys. There's money to be made.
Exactly. It's just as, getting the foundation and understanding what you need to do and how to do it, and then just getting out there and doing it.
Yeah.
I know that.
Go ahead.
No, I was like, yes. And then I said, for me, it's a challenge of being dual career. So,
yes.
You want to talk about that, Ozzy?
It's definitely a challenge because I live in DC. So not only do I have to deal with being somewhere at least a minimum of 8 hours, I have to also deal with traffic from anywhere an hour going and an hour coming. So that goes at least a minimum of 10 hours of my day, which means in commercial, like I was telling my husband, he's like, did you call that shop? Did you call them? And I'm like, yeah, it's like commercial is not residential. They're like 9 to 5. So if I don't catch them, I'm learning that it's a Monday through Friday job, which I like.
Right.
So, but I was just like, but right now, I have to catch them in between because the government considers me having my personal job could be a conflict of interest. So I have to make sure I can't do anything at work and not be in some kind of legal issues or something. So it's hard sometimes. I have to run in my car, get on my phone and see if my text, voicemails, try to check email, run back in and like, okay, wait a little bit, go back out. So but I do like tours that fits my personality. I like finding spaces. Like I see a couple of abandoned spaces for some of my investors who are looking for like multi-family properties, or one he's looking for commercial. If I could find him 36 to 100 units. So I kind of like working that also, but we go to church together and he trusts, we have that relationship. So it just, he was like, keep on looking. I want to tell you, I'm getting you what you're sending me from Crexy, but I haven't found that one. We're going to find that one. So he's like, just keep sending them. Just because I'm not responding doesn't mean I'm not receiving your email. So that was encouraging to know that I just got to keep plugging. I'm a little bit slower, but eventually I'll get there.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe steps, a little bit at a time.
Yeah. And you're just staying encouraged too. But putting yourself out there, you'll find the people. The people will find you, right? They will find you. And I'm very confident that they will find you. And there's people right now, I get a lot of people that say to me that they've never even met a commercial agent before. So by you guys consistently saying, hey, I'm a commercial agent, I'm doing this, putting yourselves out there, things will happen for you 100%.
Cool.
You guys mind if I still look at these spaces right quick?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. And this is a drop-in call. Feel free to come in and go if you want. Oh my goodness, guys, this is beautiful. Huh. Now already I can see they only want a 3 to 5 year term. That can always be changed, but you don't know.
I'm glad you said it, because my business owner asked a question, and everything we were finding with 2 years in, he wants more than 2 years. So I said, well, if you say 3 to 5, I'm pretty sure we can negotiate that. But he's like, well, can we negotiate the term, like the price per square feet? And I was like, we can try, because I don't believe in telling ourselves no. We're gonna let them tell us no.
Right.
And so that's my, I said, whatever it makes that fits the budget for you to make sure you can pay your monthly rent, then that's what we're gonna fight for. So I was just wondering, like, how often do they negotiate that price per square feet that we see on LoopNet?
All the time.
Okay.
So you're asking two different things, because we're talking about the term, and the term is about the length of time. But then you asked about the price. So the price is definitely negotiable all the time. But as far as the length of time, it's really important that it depends each landlord, each property. Let me tell you right now why so many landlords are going for short deals. Because before the pandemic, commercial real estate square footage prices were astronomical. They were super high. So they've lowered during the pandemic, and landlords are afraid to lock in a long-term lease at a lesser rate, because they think the market may increase in 3 years.
Right.
Right. So why would we sign this lease at this rate, for 10 years when we can only just do it for 2 or 3? So the workaround to that is, say, two things. Okay, say if we do this 3-year lease, can we have a 3-year lease with a 5-year option? And then you can go a step further to say that 5-year option will be exercised at market rate. So that means that if they're paying $1.25 or $1.50 a square foot now, in 3 years, when their lease is up, when the 3-year leases, will have to look at the market, and the market could be $1 a square foot, or it could have been $2.25 per square foot. But they're not locked in, okay, because it's a 5-year option. But at least they have the first right to say, you know what, we like the space. The market is so crazy right now. $2.25 looks good to us, because we know we cannot afford that anyway. We won't be able to find the space. We've already put this time into it. So we'll go ahead and take that. Or they might say, no, we have to find another space. Ozzy, find us something else. But you're right. Don't give up. Don't say no to yourself. Don't say no to yourself, because you never know what type of predicament they will be in. You just never know. You just really
got it. Okay.
So yeah, and what's really interesting is that a lot of these spaces, guys, that I'm seeing, I know exactly where they are. I know where the building is. I can kind of just put it in my mind. So, if Ozzy, I know you have your honey. I know your schedule's that. Veronica, do you have someone who can help you drive around? Because what I'd like you to do is find maybe a buddy or something, get in the car for 30 minutes, drive around the area that you want, but let them drive.
Oh, okay.
You look.
Okay.
You look around. Have them drive. So, hey, hit this corner again. Let me look at this space again. I want to take a picture of this address. I can bring it into the group and talk about it. I like this building. I don't know what's going on about it. I just like the architecture. It's interesting. I want to bring it to the group. Let me find out some more information about it.
Okay.
I just go ahead and take pictures. I might see it. Oh, let me what's the address? I can look at that later.
Yeah. Drag a couple of these kids.
Yeah. You got kids that have licenses too? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's the best. Like, especially when my husband's like, do you need a chauffeur today? Yes, I do. I sure do.
When they're newly licensed, they'd love to drive you anywhere.
Exactly, right? It's so funny. Like, yes, Mom, you need to go to the grocery store. I'm sure you have done plenty of chauffeuring in your day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's their turn.
But that's so. You have 3 kids, right? Because I'm remembering your face. You have 3 kids, Monica.
Me? No, I have 2 biologically mine and 3 are my nephew and nieces. So 5 total. But yeah. But my daughter is actually up there close to you, Ozzy. She's married and her husband works in Fort Meade, out of Columbia over there.
Look at that. Look, I'm still on both sides. I still do residential and commercial because I at least need to do a few deals to understand at least residential, but I'm hoping my focus will be commercial. But my broker told me to not give up my residential license. So I'm taking that advice.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, it's the same license for both, right?
Well, it is, but once you give, if you like, because I didn't know that you have to choose which broker, EXP Commercial or EXP Realty. And I didn't know that you can't be a part of both. Yeah. And you have to choose one. So he said, don't give up your residential. He told me this face to face. Don't give up your residential because you will no longer have access to the MLS.
Right.
And you can do unlimited deals on this side. So I was like, oh, okay.
And until you do like 3 or 7 commercial deals, I mean, it's no sense anyway, because the MLS for commercial is a lot more expensive anyway.
Right. Yes. Right. That's what I keep hearing. And then you're limited because you can do, 7 commercial while you're residential. But once you go commercial, you can only do, I don't know how many residential.
3. Yeah.
So it's even worse.
Yeah. So I agree. That's a great thing for you guys. I mean, but, by the time you do your 7th commercial deal, and you don't have any residential deals, then you'll have enough money you won't care.
Right.
But how powerful are you to help someone purchase or sell their home and then lease a building?
Right.
That's pretty powerful. I can't even sell a home, guys. I know nothing about residential. I've purchased a home before, but that's it.
So you never did residential at all?
No. No, you guys are ahead of me in that. I have no idea residential.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay. What piqued your interest to get into commercial?
I got chose to have this opportunity, and I didn't realize at the time what it was.
How powerful it was. That's awesome.
But I knew that the guys in my office were making like 6-figure commissions off of, and they would say, oh yeah, we're looking at this 10,000 square feet and I would just be looking, thinking, and then I saw $175,000 commission, and I was like, it took a month to do this. And I was just, I was a single mom. I was a single mom at the time. I was doing everything on my own. I was, I had a bartending job. I was waitressing during the weekends at night. It took me a long time to wrap my head around to get focused.
Yeah.
So I get it, and I know, so now I'm in one of the best positions, I could ever hope to be in my position in San Francisco commercial real estate.
Yeah.
So, and I'm breaking into the Houston market. I'm already doing some stuff there, working with developers. So, you guys can do it. You can do it in short of amount of time than I did. Mm-hmm. You guys can do it. Mm-hmm. And speaking of any developers in your area, Veronica and Ozzy, connect with them, especially the Spanish developers or the commercial construction people. Connect with them. Let them know who you are and what you're doing, because they know tons of business owners and property owners.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Ozzy went to a city planning commission meeting a couple of months ago, and I would suggest you guys do that. I think there may be like once a month, depending on what city you're from.
Yes, I missed it this month. I was supposed to go, but it didn't line up yesterday with my schedule. So.
But Ozzy, what you can do is go online and just pull the information.
That is true.
Yeah, because you're busy. You might have a day off, and the last thing you want to do is be sitting in there.
That's true.
Right. Yeah. So Veronica, that's another thing for you to do too. If you have a day or Wednesday that's available, usually they're on Wednesdays. And then they have these packets that they have, but anybody who's planning to open a business, who need a permit, who have any problem in your city and anything, that's where they go. So then if they have new plans for the city, then you can bring that back to your community. Go to each store is like, hey, this is what they're doing. Did you guys know this store is coming in here? Did you know that? Oh, I'm like, no, you got to talk to Veronica because she knows everything that's going on with that. And you will.
And these meetings are what, once a month or?
They're usually once a month. You have it when you get a chance, just check out your city planning commission meetings. It's on pay attention to the signs, that class.
Okay.
That's one of the things to do, because the more you get into these people and become more of an influencer,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to come. People are just going to be like, even if you have not done a deal before, they don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you don't have to lie and say, this, but you can, hey, this is my first time. I'm excited. I'm getting, oh my God, really? Yeah, but I've been doing this for a few months. I know what's going on. I'm not new. I've been in loans. I've been in mortgages. I got a Series 6. This is just one of my skill sets that I'm bringing to offer you for value. So make sure you pay me. Okay? Make sure I get that invoice in net 30 days.
Yeah.
And then, Ozzy's doing really great because she's putting a lot of, I see she's doing a lot of testimonials, people who are talking to her. So Ozzy, hopefully sometime in the next week, I know you're busy, if you could kind of share, and I think you got that probably from me or somebody else, but if you could share what you're doing, because I'd like everybody else to start doing that too.
Oh, which one? Uh-oh.
Any of the testimonial things, just put them in the Facebook group so Veronica and the other guys and girls can see it so they can start doing things like that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I created a Google business page, and now I got a new referral as yesterday or day before from my lease client, my rental client, and then I'm supposed to be getting another one because anytime they decide that they want to break the buyer broker agreement, I tell them, well, in exchange for my time, can you leave a review here? Okay. Hopefully you like my services. If there's any way I can improve, let me know. But I prefer the positivity be on social media or on my Google if you don't have Facebook.
Okay, can you take out anything I need to approve? Don't let them have an opportunity to that because you're new. And that stuff goes, once they put that on Google, that's going to be following you around. You don't want, oh, she was good, she was new, she didn't know, she was good, but we don't any of that.
Okay.
But yeah, Veronica, if you can, maybe, besides thinking about 1 or 2 hashtags for yourself, maybe set up a Google page. And Ozzy, whenever you have a chance in the next 2 weeks, Queen, please just drop just show us what you're doing in the Google page, show the group. So they can start doing that because we like what you're doing. We like it.
Oh, thank you. Because I can't see the fruit of my labor right now. I just know I'm in the weeds, just the learning as I go. Yeah,
it's coming. People are reaching out to you to ask you about things. That's you're doing stuff. People are recognizing you're doing stuff. It's hard to get into this business to be valid, but that's why I'm teaching you guys how to validate yourselves. And if you're given something, you're just gonna pick up the phone and call me, and I'm gonna make it happen for you. And if I don't know how to make it happen, I'm gonna call somebody ahead of me. They're gonna make it happen. But I've done a lot of deals. I can help you.
Okay.
So and just be transparent. Hey, I'm new. I'm getting into this, but I'm passionate. I've got Series 6. I've done that. I've been in the military. I work for the government. Yeah. Who better to be on your team than me?
Right.
And they're gonna feel it because I care about you and let them know. And I always tell people this too. I'm gonna make my money regardless. I'm gonna make my money regardless. But if I can help you and make you feel good, then get you a great deal where you feel good about, then that's what I'm concerned about. Because here we're commercial real estate with the conscience and conscious.
Yes.
We want to make good deals.
Love it. Love it. I am so thankful that you're doing this.
Yes. Yeah, guys. So that, you know, that's, you know, that's just what it is. I'm always around. Let me know if these, should this be done like once every 2 weeks or once a month? What are you guys thinking?
The Q&A or live?
Oh, well, let's talk about lives. Go ahead and tell me what your opinion is, Ozzy. Please share.
Oh, because when well, I shouldn't say live, but well, this is live. This is not recorded. So because I know the last one we were on, it was a training. You were going through LoopNet and some things with me. This one, it seemed more personable to me. Where we got to ask questions. You dug deep in some of our thought patterns or challenge our thought patterns in a sense. So I felt like this one was more personal than more teaching, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, when I say going live, meaning you have a topic, we're going to learn this topic, and then Q&A is like we get to ask questions, you get to answer our questions, and you know, because I didn't know what it was tonight. I just glad I got on yesterday and saw the Zoom, and I was like, what time? And I was like, the last time it was about 7 my time. Let me try to see if it's on now, because I got a question.
So the questions and answers here, this is strictly for the wealth builders. So this is, nobody else can be in this thing. This is for you guys to learn. This is exactly what we're doing now. This is family style. The master classes are more of me teaching. Those go in the membership, but I also am going to put them as products to deliver for sale. You guys can always answer the questions through there. You guys can always pull rank and be like, hey, DK, and let Kiva know, I have a question I need to answer. I'm always going to put you guys first. It doesn't matter, 100%. That's what this is for. I'm always going to put you first. When I am doing the teaching, be like, D, I got a question. You guys will not, just let Kiva know you need to be taken off mute. There are other people on the call who are not worth, they're just purchasing the class. I don't really want them answering me questions. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. You guys,
I love that masterclass. That masterclass was great. It had a lot of value to it. I love watching, because it's just great to see you actually do what you do and walk us through it. And it makes it so it's good to witness it, because it's different when somebody tells you, okay, go do this and let me know how that goes, versus actually seeing you go through the motions and physically pick up the phone and call somebody and go through that conversation and see how it goes.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? We had cut off the thing. It was me. I had to get going. I had another appointment. But when I'm in my next appointment, the agents are calling me back.
Oh, really?
I copied it and I gave the numbers to Crystal so she could call them back. And you know, it was just great. It was just great.
Yeah.
I anticipate that too.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you guys something too. Yeah, I had a thought, but I'm sure I'll think about it later. But so that class, Veronica, is called Take the Lead. And that's going to be an ongoing series, and that's already in the membership.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, that's already in the membership there. So, and that's going to be an ongoing series. But this is, I mean, we could even work on LOIs here. This is just our time.
Yeah.
You know, if this is something for you guys to get ramped up, or you get bi-weekly, or, you know, twice a month, we can do that. My main focus is to have you guys up and running and making money and being productive.
Right.
Yeah, because the one course that I think I listened to, I'm probably on my 8th or 10th time. I think it was how to help us get our commercial deal in 21 days. And I did the homework. Like you said, it's okay if you didn't have any business.
No, your first commercial client.
I mean, thank you. What did I say? Commercial client. Thank you.
Yes.
And I remember, and I really, really like that course. I keep listening to it because it motivates me, and I'm just like, man, I want to quit my job now just so I can make these calls, go in these businesses and talk with them. But it's okay. But I would just want to thank you that's one of my favorite courses.
Oh, wonderful, Ozzy. I really appreciate that feedback. You know, I'm probably going to be sending you a Google review for you to say that. Hey, Ozzy, you know what? This is what I want to do. I don't know how or what, but you're in the same predicament kind of that I was in, because when I was working for the Hawthorne Group for that 8 hours I worked during the day, I didn't have time. I could only work on the other people's deals. I didn't have time to. And at night I had my baby, and then I went into work, and on the weekends I went into work, and then I had my baby. I have a plan that I made a few years ago for something like this, and I'm going to pull it out. Ozzy, we're going to make sure that when you are working and you're not able to answer the phone and stuff, we're going to come up with a system where you're still lead generating. We're going to come up with that system. We're going to create your lead magnet, and we're going to put it in place. And Veronica can help you too, because we can do it in Canva together, guys. We can do it. Let's put that out there. So people are just sending you their email addresses, because you have your Google already. Veronica, you're going to get your Google. Let's figure this out. And I'm going to show you guys that plan. I got to find it. And we're going to figure out how we can adjust that for you, Ozzy, and for you, Veronica. You have a little bit more time than Ozzy, it seems like, but you have 5 kids. You have all of this stuff. But let's figure that out, guys, so we can be constant lead generators even when we're not. I know we have a lot going on in this class, but for the main 3 things that I want us to come up with is, what is our hashtag? Because we're going to start using that. Then, Veronica, I want you to think, what is the easiest way for you to get out there and market? It might be on the phone. It might be emailing. Think about that, and let's share that, and let's figure out what we can do that works for you.
Okay.
Because you got your hands full. But you can still be, bringing things in, and you can pick up the phone, and you're so knowledgeable. So let's start thinking about that stuff, and let's put these things into action and into going. So you got a hashtag. We need to be thinking about what type of lead magnet we want to do. It might just be a video, it might be something, a group of 5 to 7 businesses that have gone out, from the 3x3 challenge. If you want to make that a lead magnet and find out through the white pages of 12 businesses that are in your area and start there and just email that to them. So the Convert Kit, guys, the lead magnet class, there's a company called Convert Kit. I put the link in there. It's a free, but that's how we can create our lead magnet. That's how we create our email marketing, and that's how we create our connection. And it's free up until like 500 subscribers. So be careful with the editing. Just mind yourself with the editing on that class, because I wanted you guys to get something on it, but I had recorded it early, because sometimes I'm concerned that when I'm talking too fast, my accent is too much, and then I start speaking in like my pidgin language. So I had to record it and speak as clear as I could, so you guys understand what I'm saying. So just be careful. Just be patient with the editing on that one, because I wanted Kiva to show you this as well.
Okay.
Kiva is the one who helps me with all that. She's my superstar. So, she was patient with me, because sometimes I have so much I want to share with you guys. So please take that, and let's figure out the lead magnet. When is a time? We know we got to keep Ozzy accountable for Monday, but when is a time when we can get back together, figure out what we've learned, and start putting this stuff into action, because it is July 8th. And by next August 8th, I'd like you to have another client, Veronica. Okay. Because you're actually going to go back to your tattoo people, and we're going to chat with them and ask the questions that, we've decided we're going to go ahead and ask them. And then once you find out, you can go, and then that means you can free up your mind too, right? You can kind of free up your space of mind and say, okay, is that a viable client or not? Right. Yeah, right. And then you can talk to ownership and find out if that's a viable opportunity or not. Right. Yeah, and then you also have another opportunity to say, okay, so maybe that doesn't work. If that space is empty, maybe you might want to think about me listing it for you, and letting me be the one responsible for finding tenants for you. Then boom, you have your listing. Then we're going to put a nice sign above the place with your phone number, and people passing by, hey, I'm calling about the space. And you can say, this one won't work, but what are you looking for? Because I can find you something else. Okay. So that's what I forget who I was talking to, one of the people in our one of our group, but she was calling me yesterday, And she was saying, well, that place is not available anymore. And I don't know why that sign is there. Well, I do this too. Once I lease a building, sometimes I ask ownership, can I put my sign there because people will call? And that's one of my nets, right? That's one of my nets. People are just calling, hey, I'm looking for the space. Well, the space isn't available anymore, but I do have this available for you.
Right.
Or I can find this available for you. And that's what people do. They just leave that up there for a long time. And they just get a lot of, you know, they might get 5 to 7 calls a month and one of them work out. In the next couple of months, they have a deal.
Right. Okay.
And so, you know, remember, you guys also think about getting your little flyers together, and we can make those together too.
Yes.
You can tape those everywhere. I always, with me, I have in my backpack, I have a little Scotch tape, 2-sided tape. I have a regular tape, and I have push pins. Anytime I go into a coffee shop or anywhere people are putting their business cards, I put my little flyer. I have an 8x5 flyer, I have a 5x7, and I have a 3x5.
I'm glad you said that, because I didn't even think of that until I offered a card at Mom's Organic. And the guy was like, you know, we have a community board, you can put your cards up there. And I was like, okay, I got to come back with my flyer that I offer free home warranty to sellers or buyers. But now I need to make one for commercial so I can place it there also. But I'm finding that anywhere I see that, I did it in Office Depot, and then the guy told me I can come in and lay out a table, set up for it, so when the customers come through it, and I just got to get the time to be able to do it. I thought I was going to be out of work a little longer than planned, but he was like, you can come set up a table. So I would have one side commercial, one side residential, and I'm like, oh, I'm a community expert and Jesus something. But yeah, that was an option. So that's still on the table for me to try to get out, set up a table. And he told me the busy days to come and do it when they have the most customers. And he was like, give me as many as your cars as possible. And
wow.
So I know I'm making the connection. I don't see the return on investment right now, but I'm just being patient, knowing the Lord will work it out for me.
It took me 2.5 years before I closed my first deal, guys. 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
I helped other people close their deals, right? I'm talking about my deal.
Yeah.
That I got from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So, Ozzy, that's fantastic. That is really great. And you know, that's something that you could do too, Veronica. Then you have your loan opportunity, your Series 6 opportunity. But you want to make sure we have a lead magnet to give them something to take with them.
Right.
Right. So whether it's the flyer or, you know, just go through the lead magnet thing and figure out which one is best for you. And we can go through all those together. And once you figure out, if you guys want to get back on another call, and we make those together and put them into ConvertKit and make sure we do all of that. You know, I just ask that you guys watch the class first. So what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you guys can follow along and do it on your own. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
And if there's anything you guys need, like, hey, we want to do this, or I have this idea, or then give it to me. We'll figure it out. We'll put it in the membership.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. You guys have any more questions? Anything else?
I think that's it for now.
Yeah, I don't have any more.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So sometime next week, towards the end of this week, we'll have this uploaded. If not going to be next week, this week, Kiva and I both have some stuff going on. So, you know, she's my right-hand person. And when it comes to the actual Learn Commercial Real Estate business side of it, she assists me with all the other stuff. So just be patient with me, but you guys can always reach out to me. You have my number, Veronica?
Yes.
Ozzy knows. You can text me anytime, call me anytime. If I can reach out to you, if I will, if I can email, if I do everything. Am I right, Ozzy?
That is correct. And if not, she does respond when she is available.
Yes. Yes, I got you back. That's all I want to tell you. I got you back.
And I will say that if you can't get her by phone, try email, no email, try Instagram, no Instagram, try workplace.
Yes, yes. And just depending what I'm doing and where I'm at, you know, where I'll be able to answer and all that. But, you know, I will find out. I will find it and I will reach out to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless, guys. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Okay,
bye.
Thank you, you too.